Welcome back to Improv TV, where we break down making things up. And this is another piece in the line of the musical and the short form series. Today we're going to be talking about rap. And rap is something I actually have done quite a bit. I always feel like I could be better. But the big influence that I have as far as rap goes is twinprov, which is sort of a science-inspired, nerdy rap group, duo, and they're twins. They're great. Clint and Buck Vrazzle, they're in Oklahoma City. Definitely have been my mentors and my peers, and just I'm so glad I met those people. You know, you have those moments where you just meet someone that just totally changes everything. Well, that was me for them, and I almost didn't go. Okay, story time. I was like this moment, and it was like I had just done a clown show with one of my coworkers at the time, and I had not done any clowning before then. It was at a birthday party, and it was for kids, and it was like totally outside of my range of expertise, and I didn't know what I was doing, and like she totally knew what was going on, and like I had originally been hired, but she totally commandeered it, and I didn't feel like I knew what to do or what my place was in because she was changing it up until the very last moment of what we were actually going to do. And it was just like I couldn't keep up, and she had a plan, and I didn't. And it was just exhausting. And at the end, we just both went like, ugh, which is what happens after you have a good show, for children especially. And then I was like, there's some kind of workshop going on at the university. We should totally go. It's free. And the university paid for it. We really should go. And it was like, I guess. And we almost didn't. And at the last moment, we went. We were left like 20 minutes late. And we got there like 35 minutes late. And it was awesome. And it was Clinton Buck Vrazzle teaching a twinprov workshop. It was totally worth it. It changed everything for me for a very long time. Yes. So, I don't know. That's one of those stories where it's like you almost don't go to a thing, and I always think about how many times I almost didn't go to a thing and didn't and regretted it forever, but couldn't. Should regret it forever, but wouldn't have even known the opportunity that I missed. Anyway, it's just sort of the web of life and possibilities, but who knows if that Attack on Titan is the philosophy, says anything about it. It's like, who knows? You just live with your decisions. Anyway, so we are talking about musical improv, and so this is rap. And rap is supposed to be really hard, and it is pretty hard, especially when you do not embody it. The whole key is to just get it in your body and remember that it is a character. A lot of improvisers are white, super white, or culturally privileged, and rap does not come from that place. So a lot of people have trouble just getting it into their bodies. So you just have to realize it's a character. Rap is a high status, quick-witted thing, and if you don't feel high status and you don't pick a character who can rap, then you will not be able to rap. Maybe you can't, but I'll bet you know a character who can. And that's true for music too. If you don't know, if I know lots of people who cannot sing whose characters totally can. There's a character in the improv group Over Under. That guy does not sing. The character, his name is Tony. He does not sing, but his characters almost all can. It's amazing. He does not sing. He said it to me more than once. But his characters, oh, they sing. They totally sing. And sometimes they're like, and, that works, and it's great. So in rap, you want to pick a character who can rap. And again, this is some new philosophy that we may or may not have discussed. Every day, I believe, you choose to be a character. And there are things that you could do that you don't do. You're like, oh, I don't do that, right? Like, I don't kick people. But I have characters who kick people, right? And so there's sort of a notion, and it's sort of Buddhist, and I don't know if any of you guys listen to Zenprov or anything like that, but there is Buddhist principles which basically say that there is a higher form of you and we cling to ourselves and we are playing ourselves as a character. And that really we could do more than our characters allow, and we just sort of are constrained in our own egos, which I think is why some people find improv so rewarding, is because you can do crazy things and fulfill those fantasies. And that's why audiences go to see improv too, is to fulfill their fantasies, believe it or not. That's why we like to see sex and people sticking up to their bosses and people really making the stand and making their big life choices and making these decisions, because our brains tell us that these are stories, and stories are important for our evolutionary survival, if you believe in that kind of thing. I'm from Oklahoma, so not everyone does here. And so that's why we watch these things, because we want to see our fantasies survive in stories so that we can learn and explore our own existence. And so you have to be willing to and enjoy playing characters that are not you. And so music and rap fall into those categories. Just pick a character who can rap and sing. And when you're rapping, the ways to learn it are, first, don't try to rhyme. If you are going to try to rhyme in gibberish, just start it off as tiki-ta, tiki-ta, ta, tiki-ta. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a link. There's a TED Talk by improv, which I think is a really great beginning tool for learning it. And basically all they say is, first just use gibberish. And if you have trouble with gibberish, just impersonate a language. You know, like, who knows what that is? Kind of French-esque, right? But it rhymed. And if you can get into a group and really earn it, really own it, and that is a great way to start. And then you can free associate. Ki shoyaka la keys mayawata, And then what do I think of when I think of keys? Like car. Mayakoyash car la shia koyafata. Right? So now I just got to rhyme and I worked in two thoughts. Great. I'm building the tools, right? Improv games are all about just making it fun, which usually means that you've hit flow, which means it's not too difficult, not too easy, and just right? It's difficult enough to be challenging and fun. So that's what, if you're trying too hard, it's just too hard. It's not fun, don't do it. If it's too easy, I feel like most of what improv is in developing improv games, is finding something that's difficult enough for the group that you're working with and yourself. So that's one of the big tools of teaching yourself anything, is just to find the difficult enough thing that it's challenging and not so hard you just want to give up. That's totally how I felt as far as developing the technical stuff for this, which took me probably 3 months, which I'm a little embarrassed to say, but was super fun along the way. Learned the terminal, command prompt, partitioning my hard drive, all of that good stuff. Yeah, good-ish stuff. Musical improv, rap. So that's probably, we're not done yet. We'll go into the games. So we're gonna watch some, and I want you to take note of just how much they commit to their characters. Often it's good to just start with a sound and emotion and just speak about the profundity. So at first, probably, the first level is just sort of talking about what you can see, There's a will on my desk and it's here, all I can think of is deer, queer, sheer, beer, so you just come up with one of those, giving stuff to the people that I hold so dear. Something, it's like, and if I ever die, I'll be kept in the clear. So I could say cheers to that, just hand me a beer, blah, 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 easy stuff. And if you own it and really feel it, great. And then I guess the last skill that I think is probably the most important skill of rapping is not hitting the rhyme and making it okay, and making it so that you don't have to rhyme so much. So not sacrificing the story for the rhyme, which is a huge part of musical improv. Yes. So let's just go ahead and start and see their commitment to character and maybe the rhymes they miss and how okay that is.
Alrighty, right now, how about from you, sir, with the goatee? Something unusual someone might collect. Teeth. People that collect teeth, okay? It's about a tooth collector or teeth collector. What's going to happen here is Jonathan and Wayne are going to do a scene for you. This is a little game we call Kick It. At any point during this scene, I could yell, kick it, which means at that point they have to go into rap in the scene. Until I say word, then they stop with the rap, get back into the scene. I can do this as many times as I want with the help of Bob Durkash. So, tooth collector, here we go, kick it.
I should just say that when I was at the Loose Moose Theater in Calgary, Canada, training with Keith, I did a scene just like this in a Maestro show. And it was just like, I don't know, I just can't believe that I saw like that exact same one. Fascinating. Although, this is going to be a digression. Here we go. Here's another big debate. I feel like, maybe not a big debate, but it's a thing. Whether or not to have real props or not real props and how many real props to have. This is one of the really big differences, I feel like, between sort of Keith Johnstonian improv style theater and everyone else. Keith Johnstonian, it's like the more furniture the better, and everyone else it's like chairs and that's it. You know, it just depends on how much theatrical value it has and how much you really like the mime versus not. How much you feel limited by not being able to create stuff. I happen to really like mime a lot, but dude, a couch changes the place so much, and so does a bed. It really, 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 really changes things and how things feel. It just adds a lot. And having enough furniture to really create a space can make a party feel real versus fake. Which some people would say is on the job of the improvisers, but whatever. Anyway, so the only difference between that scene and this scene so far was that we had a real bed.
Drop the tooth! Wait, I am Tooth Fairy. Oh. You scared me.
This is great. Okay, this is great. This is such an advanced acceptance, I can't even handle it. So it was, drop the gun, right? Wait, I am Tooth Fairy. Now, I feel like 70% of improvisers, 90% of new improvisers would keep that gun. Keep it on them. Like, no, I already did this. But because he said, wait, I am the Tooth Fairy, he went, oh, thank God. You know? Such great acceptance. And by the way, this sets up the entire scene. As always, the first few lines set it all up.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to be awake for this, am I?
No, you should be sleeping. This is a new job for me. I come, I take teeth, put it in bag, and leave quiche for you.
Oh, I love quiche.
Quiche.
Cheese and egg are two of my favorite ingredients.
Yes.
You know, that's my last baby tooth. I'm 35 years old, and it finally came out.
Kick it!
Ho, ho! Don't mean to stand up, don't mean to shout. 35 and my tooth came out. I'm not good and I'm not wiser. Look out, yo, because that was my incisor.
Word!
Now, he had 2 rhymes. And super big commitment, right? I mean, they just jumped into it, which you don't always have to do, but they did, and I think it worked for them big time. Partially because of the music and the stark transition. It's part of their game. Oops, yeah, so this is one of their subtle games. It's just becoming big and different and then going right back into character. And then becoming big and different and then going right back into character. And it felt very Beastie Boys with him. So all he rhymed were wiser and incisor, right? And then what was the other one? It was something like teeth, you know? I mean, and again, I think he, I don't remember his name. I never learned his name. But he does that tactic where he comes up, I'm almost sure of it. He comes up with a word that has to do with teeth or being a dentist or something like that. And then he comes up with a word that rhymes with it and starts with that. So he thinks incisor, right? And then he goes, I don't know if you knew me or you were wiser, but this is going to be the last time you take my incisor, you know, or whatever. That was my last incisor, right? So let's just do one. All right, well, I'll come up with something that has to do with maybe gun, okay, hun, son, right? Both of those could be easily done into rap, like, and then you can work it into the story. So then you just say something like, you scared me for a second when you came in, son, you know? But I'm so glad I didn't shoot you when I pointed at you with a gun, right? Just own at it. Doesn't matter. You just have to own it. I've worked way too many words into it, but it's fine. That's all you have to do. So now you do one. You know, come up with something that has to do with teeth, or, you know, being 32, 30, 35, alive. Okay. You know, feels so good. I'm totally alive. I lost my final tooth at just the age of 35. Easy. And that way it fits, because if you do 35 first, then you have to rhyme it with alive, and it doesn't seem right. Anyway.
This is very valuable teeth.
Right back to
said
normal.
in the fairy books that he who have age of 35 and has baby teeth and is virgin will the tooth.
So what was it? No. What was the part about?
That is tooth.
No, you said you back. You said
He
something
was
about
35
and was
virgin. You have very valuable.
I love that communication, right? I mean, he knew that he would just slip in his virgin. The other one went, what? Right? And I mean, they're working together on this, right? And then he goes, wait, what'd you say? And so, of course, he emphasizes everything else and works in virgin again, right? Huge laugh, huge delayed laugh, which has a lot of payoff. And this is what is rewarded for listening and responding to what was last said. And, by the way, like, the fairy books told us about this. Great beginning of the next movement and heightening the scene.
Oh. Wait, you.
I just want to sell some apps for iPhones.
But it is not a bad thing to be virgin.
Kick it.
Yeah. Because oh my.
Okay, so he was just saying, yeah, to buy himself time and get himself into the mood. Good. Just starting with sounds. Yeah, Beastie Boys, right? If you want a character, you could just be like, it's just that's just charging up, you know. Just get into the Super Saiyan mode. You know, that's what you need. You got to do a rap, and you were just at, oh, it's good to see you. You know, you got to really get into the rap, you know, and so that's what it takes, and the audience wants to see that too. Good.
My goodness, the Lord you must thank. It's all right that the booty that you never dispank. It's okay because you see when you're kicking an urgent 35, you're a man, all right to be a virgin. Because you see to get that booty you might be free. Because other that you got no STD. Because you could do that and the way you save Bubba. Just think of how much money you saved on rubbers. Word.
Now that's just really good. He did that really fast. He had a really tight rhyme scheme, which is really tough. He's setting himself up on the rhymes, and every single line had to do with the story. Pretty impressive, in my opinion. To do that, you just have to get really used to what words rhyme with each other, stick to the story as best you can, and know when the rhymes come, man. I mean, so he has sort of the fast attack method, which I find difficult personally. For me, I would much rather slow things down. But he can do it.
It is all right. I will not tell anyone.
Ooh, I should also note, really important, don't try to move the story forward when you're rapping or singing. You can, but it'll feel very Sondheim-y, Stephen Sondheim, you know, the musical writer, lyricist. Moving the story forward when you're doing music is very tough, and all of a sudden you're having to work with a lot more, and it becomes less emotional and more plotty, and you start running into the plot traps. So it's good to just talk about the emotions of how things feel right now, and just really work on the why. Why do we care? Why do we care? Why do we care? So it's not just, you know, it's how does he feel? He's trying to comfort him. Why do we care about him? Why do we care about them? It's okay. It's all right. You'll save money on rubbers. He's just coming up with things, and it's all about the same thing. He's not moving the story forward. He's not making new points. He's not moving on. He's just sticking into the moment, and then when he says kick it, then they can move on.
Will you take me to where you come from?
Also notice that each time the other person, like when one person finishes the rap, the other person had another story moving forward, so probably they're planning their next move during the other person's rap. Totally fine, totally valid, great idea, good.
And teach me to be a fairy like you?
I come from a magical place called West Hollywood.
Speaking of which, planning and improv. Complicated subject. I used to be totally on the don't plan anything side because part of the discovery is what's fun. I've recently swung the other way on the pendulum. I'll probably swing back. I think whatever works for you. Just be willing to abandon your idea, and it helps to come in with a lot of something rather than a lot of nothing. Too many times I would come in with nothing, grab a thing, it would be a pipe, and then it would be like, I'm here to fix stuff, just not strong stuff, which is like, coming in with a plan because of a game that you saw and just something that happened to you yesterday. And even if you knew you wanted to work that in at some point, just like someone saying like, hot potato, I'm coming in and I'm gonna hit someone with a lead pipe. Like that's way more exciting. And if you saw that yesterday, great. Just be willing to go anywhere from there and just keep responding to the last thing that happened. As long as you don't have too much of an agenda, that's enough. I mean, you'll say hot potato, I'm gonna hit with someone with a pipe, and they may call you Mario. They may say like, Mario's gone crazy ever since he, started opening the tavern or whatever they may say. You just have to be willing to work with that and not necessarily get attached to the notion of being a crazy, murdering, self-narrating plumber in a porno. Whatever it is.
Is that your ride out there?
Yes, this is my chariot where I collect the teeth. Here, I let you drive, seeing as how you already on that side.
I can drive the chariot?
Kick it!
I got a little something, I make a little bet. What? Look out, bitches, I'm driving the chariot. What? C to the H to the A-R-I-O-T. That's how you spell it. Hey, look at me, I'm going chariot, a chariot, a chariot, a chariot. I'm going chariot.
Word. Here we are. This is magical fairyland. We teach you how to extract the teeth.
Did you see that transition? That was so funny. Super high status, chariot, a chariot, a chariot. And then he gets out of the chariot and he like opens it and shuts it. And then the other one starts getting into character like, oh, you see, da-da-da. And he's like, oh, right, I'm low status. And then he like goes right back down. It was great to see. He was just a little slow. It's just small stuff, but it's cool to see how big of a transition that is.
Teeth.
These are famous people's teeth.
Yes, this is George Washington teeth.
This is fantastic.
You can be one of us.
Look at how much they were choosing to know. Look at all of this. These are famous people's teeth. I mean, they were seeing the same environment. No one was leading that. It was cool.
Kick it!
See now, if you want to do it.
By the way, we should take a note and like switch brains from improviser brain to director brain and say, when and why does he say kick it? What do you think? I kind of suspect it would be like a good emotional thing to explore. You can be one of us. It's okay that you're a virgin. No one was supposed to know I'm a virgin. Those kinds of things. Those are the kind, I can drive the chariot, right? All of these were emotional discoveries that then should be expounded upon. So this is actually probably secretly a game of heighten and explore. So heighten and explore is a game where you literally just have a director who says heighten or explore. And when you heighten, that means stay in the same environment and just try to feel it out. And explore means find new stuff to talk about. You can even do physical versions of this. What was the version of that? It's basically the same thing. It's like, investigate the same thing or move on and look for new things. In Keith Johnstone's book, he calls that comedic non-advancement. If you just never move past the first thing, if the whole time you're just trying to stab a tomato with a fork, and I have a fork, look at that, real one. and you're just trying to find new ways, and you never move forward, you never explore, you're just trying to find new ways to get this tomato done on the fork, it's going to become more and more comedic as you successfully don't ever move forward and get more forks, and then put on your goggles and then and then when you finally get it, and it slips out or it's spoiled or a smaller one comes out, whatever it is, comedic non-advancement. Anyway, that's more just digression, stuff you can work on. But basically, yeah, he's just, when a new emotional thing comes on, he says kick it.
We're getting to the groove. Here's a pliers, dude. Let's go teeth remove.
Look out, look out, look out for it. This guy's drunk, he won't feel it. I say,
Word.
pull.
You are a great pupil. It is time to pass on the knowledge. I must now leave.
Where do you go?
Kick it.
See, that's a hard one. Where do you go? Kick it? I think that was supposed to be for the guy whose name I don't know. But I think Wayne Brady's going to start out. But I think it would have been easier once he said, I'm going to the magical place of blah, because it's hard to create the new stuff while you're rapping.
I go to a place that you might detest. I go visit diamonds in Budapest. Hey, that's what I do. It's time to go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
All right, word. Good.
Yeah, that's how about that.
Okay, that is pretty much good. That's rap. I mean, if you're going to work on it, I would suggest doing gibberish first as a group, just getting used to the rhythm, the structure, and the body feel. And then when you start moving up, try free associating in the middle. If you're gonna start moving into it, I suggest picking people with strong viewpoints already, cartoon characters, fantasy things, just things you're fans of, characters you already know. Try rapping in those situations. Do it to music. It's so much easier. Maybe having people beatbox as well, getting used to that is all good stuff, because you just have to physicalize it first. Get in the simian posture, right? The ape-like posture where you're kind of leaning forward on the balls of your feet, bent knees. Your hands can't be here or in pockets. They've got to be out here, right? All really good, important stuff. Then just maybe you can do the reverse rhyme structure. You could do the next level of, so, just say the next level of a knife is a fork. The next level of a fork is a spork. The next level of a spork is World War II. The next level of World War II is World War III. And then you move on. The next person says the next level of World War III is the Holocaust, or whatever it is. The next level of the Holocaust is a genocide. The next level of a genocide is Rwanda. The next level of Rwanda is Africa, right? You're just free associating, saying what the next level of a thing is. It just gets people used to saying things on a beat and having to produce actual stuff. Basically a game of In a Pickle, if you've ever played that game, or that scene in the Sandman Chronicles where he's competing with the demon for the exit of hell or something like that. I don't think it was the exit of hell. I don't remember. I think he was competing for a bag or a cloak or something like that. Anyway, worth investigating if you've ever seen that. Yes, that's all good rap stuff. Rap in groups makes it a lot easier. If I got it, those kind of turn signals. So if you're going to take the next verse, because then you only have to do one verse, and if you sync, then it's not a big deal. Another person's got it going on. Again, they don't use choruses. It really helps to do a full, fleshed out rap if you've got a chorus that kind of ties in all the themes. And usually the way that'll go is someone will do the first verse, right? It'll be, here I am in the land of the king. I want to know everything that I am seeing. I want to discover, explore, see what I am in. I hope that I know the world is my personal cousin, because I am related to everything. This is my life, my diamond spring. This is because I am related to everything. This is my life, my golden spring, right? And then all of a sudden, that's your chorus. I am related to everything. This is my life, like what I think. I am related to everything. Like just another thing that rhymes with thing. bling, sing. Like, when I'm here, I want to sing. So every time you can sing that, it'll be a little different, right? The end of your chorus can be a little different, but at least you have something to come back to think about, and to re-explore the central theme. And when you find the chorus, that creates a central theme for you to work on. So that way, that gave me time to just feel, not think so hard, and then I can go into a new verse that's about being central and related. Like, I am all of a sudden Buddhist here. I want to be in the mental clear. I am feeling good and I am feeling really zen. Now all of a sudden I am feeling the land. That was a slant rhyme, but it works, especially if I own it and don't go, that's the thing I'm working on. So, it's all a work in progress. Freestyle is tough and a very, very admired skill. It gets a lot of payoff just as a skill, right? And that's kind of one of the debates of improv, of whether or not it's just showing off a skill, or is it getting payoff for being a difficult game, and what's the line between it. I figure it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're trying hard and being willing to fail occasionally. If you're really bad and you're committing super hard, they will love you even more for it. I've seen that a lot, where people are just like, some people are really good and they just take it easy, and they're just like, what you wow, wiki, 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 wah, and they're like, and then the audience is kind of like, yay, that was good, yes, that was good. And then a person goes like, I am here and here I roar, like I bet you never seen a beast before. And everyone's like, yay, because he was emotionally committed, and you can tell he's struggling, and he's like barely making the rhymes work. And again, that's, he made it, yay, rather than ka-chunk, ka-chunk, right? Small, small, big, what do you call those, ramp things, versus, going over the Grand Canyon, Evel Knievel style. So I think that's about all we should do for this. This is the second session of musical improv, going into rap and rhyme. So I think I just gave you a whole bunch of really crazy big tools. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Improv TV, and I will see you later. I should come up with a better tagline for the end of this, like, I'll see you in the imagination land, fulfilling fantasies since 1989. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something, and it's going to be good. I hope one day. Bye.